Right, so what is up guys, SDPZ here, and today we are back with another video, and today Conor McGregor has finally responded to Jake Paul's call-outs and all this shit talking that he has done, calling out his wife, his fighting career, all the people he's fighting. He has finally responded to these call-outs and claims in an interview, and today we are going to be talking about that. So if you are excited, strap yourself in, and let's jump into another video. So, Conor McGregor has actually finally come out and responded to what Jake Paul's been saying. Now, obviously, we've covered this before. Jake Paul, very, very disrespectful to Conor's wife, calling her, did he call her a 2 or a 4? He called her something. He basically called her really, really ugly. He doesn't know how he spends his time with her, which obviously is heavily disrespectful. He's called out nearly everyone in the UFC and boxing game, like the likes of like Dylan Dennis and that Ryan Garcia. They all want to fight him. And the interesting thing was that Conor had not responded to any of this in interviews, in press conferences. Obviously, Conor tonight, literally tonight as we watch this, or Sunday morning if you're UK, is going to be having his return to UFC against Poirier. He's obviously, this is a second fight against this bloke, and it could be an interesting fight. I'm looking forward to it. I'm very looking forward to it. I'm obviously going to be staying up to watch that. Let me know in the comments down below if you are going to be watching that fight, because if you are, let me also know who you think is going to win, Conor or Dustin Poirier. I'm interested to see what you think. So, right. Jake Paul obviously said a lot of nasty things. Conor has finally responded in an interview he did the other day. This interview, they were sort of just talking about a lot of things, and then obviously Jake Paul's name came up, which it sort of tends to do with the likes of Conor McGregor now because of what has been said so forth and backwards. And the interviewer asked him about Jake Paul and his thoughts about the kid. And he summed up basically what his thoughts were on the event. So he effectively basically said he thought Jake was a confused little kid. Fair play to him. He was like, he sort of said fair play. He's got the bollocks to call out, and he wants to jump in the ring. So he respects any man who wants to jump in the ring, who has the balls to jump in the ring with anyone. It is obviously a very dangerous sport. So he had respect for Jake, but also said he thinks he's a confused kid. He doesn't really know what he's talking about. Like, you're thinking, he was sort of suggesting he needs to sort of maybe drop his level down a bit. He's going in for like the A-class game, and he needs to sort of work his way up. You've got to remember, he has only fought Anison Gibb, Deji, and Nate Robinson. Nate Robinson obviously not being a boxer, being an NBA player. And Anison Gibb just having an absolute shambles of a performance, and Deji who didn't train. So has he beat anyone difficult yet? Absolutely not. Has he had any tough fights yet? Absolutely not. So to go in calling out Conor, we spoke about this before, it's kind of a madness, But he's done it, and Conor has responded, basically calling him a little kid, and he needs to pipe down. But fair play to him, and he was sort of like fair play, like he's got the balls to get in there. And he also spoke about Logan, saying he thinks he's very impressed with what Logan is doing. On the idea that he's got Floyd Mayweather in a ring. I know that looks like it is going to be postponed now, but he was sort of saying you've got to respect these kids, that they're getting the big money fights, they're making this big money deals. But he sort of played off as the fight is not. He basically said the fight is not on his radar at all. He's got other fights planned. Obviously, he's got his fight tonight. He's probably got other fights planned in the near future. I know Manny Pacquiao's called him out as well. So it's not looking like it's going to be happening anytime soon or at all at the moment. He did say you never know for the future, but it's not looking promising. Now, obviously, Jake did see this, and as you can imagine, childish, immature Jake Paul found it funny, and obviously then decided. It was a weird video. Decided to go to a chicken shop, like a local chicken shop, and if you work at that chicken shop, you're a bit of a scum. You're a bit of a scummer for getting yourself involved in this. You're a bit of a dodgy guy, but we'll forget about that. But he goes to his chicken shop and orders a Conor McGregor, and they just give him like loads of fried chicken sandwiches and shit, and they're basically calling him a chicken for ducking the fight or something. I mean, I don't get the bants. Like, I don't get how Conor's ducking a fight here. I was talking about this to my mates earlier, and at the end of the day, for me, this fight for Conor McGregor is sort of a lose-lose situation, right? So let's say he takes a fight against Jake Paul, right, and he wins, which obviously I think you would expect him to win. Let's say he does win. It's nothing special. People are going to be like, oh, who cares? He beat a YouTuber. He beat a nobody. Like, it's nothing important. And if he loses, obviously that would be so embarrassing, probably career ending, because the embarrassment would be too much. So what is the point in taking a fight? There's no real like, wow, you've achieved something, you've won. It's a pointless fight really. For him to take, when obviously he has competition throughout the UFC. He's obviously he said he'd like Khabib to maybe come out of retirement. I'm pretty confident he said multiple times he'd like to do the fight with Nate Diaz again. Obviously he's having a rematch tonight. He's obviously Manny Pacquiao's talks. Maybe talks with a second fight with Floyd. So I mean, realistically, it's a lose-lose situation for him. I don't see why he takes this. And by the looks of it, from what he said, he isn't going to be. So, hopefully you guys have enjoyed, and if you didn't know any of the things down below, if any of the things I spoke about today, drop down below what you've learned today, and obviously, let me know what your thoughts on Conor McGregor's fight tonight is going to be, whether you think Jake Paul versus Conor McGregor is going to happen, and also who you think that Jake Paul is going to be fighting on his fight that he's announced for April. Obviously, he's put as a to-be-confirmed fight. He said that he's going to be fighting in April. Who's it going to be? Let me know down in the comments down below. Be interesting to see. Let me know what your thoughts are on all of these topics down below. I'd love to interact with you guys in the comments. It's much appreciated. If you are new around here, make sure you do click the little subscribe button, because we're doing alright. We're going to keep going. This year's going to be hopefully a year where we push on. Obviously, the how to be and types of people content is going to be coming soon. I know you guys do want to see that, but it is going to take me a long while to come up with ideas and film that. If you do have any ideas for any of those videos you do want to see, then drop them down below. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed.
I wanna take it all in, I'm falling. The cityscape by night, wanna catch in my photos. Where you go, every corner twice as bright. They'll be my treasures forever.